Let us try to solve the exercise number 5 in the part A of Java lab. In this exercise, we are supposed to create a class called as distance with the data members feet and inches. We have to use a constructor to read the data and a member function called sum to add two distances by using object as the arguments and show the result. So let's go ahead with the Java class. So I'm going to go to my NetBeans and I'm going to click on the file, and I'm going to click on the new project so that I will create a new project there. And in this new project, I'm going to give the name of the project. That is, I will select the Java and Java with the ant as my project. You can use the Maven or Gradle, but I will use the ant as my script for creating it. Let's go ahead and let's go with the next one. And here we are supposed to give the name of the project. Again, as usual, you can save this project in the D drive or any other drive of your choice. I'm going to give the project name as find distance as my project name. Also, I will use the create main class as my option. Create main class with the same name, find distance. And let's go ahead and let's click finish to create the class. And now we are supposed to create, according to the question, we are supposed to create a class called as distance. Now, because they have typed everything in capital, I will not type everything in capital because it is against the convention. Convention is when you create an object, the first name must only be in capitals. So I will follow the convention here. Let's go to the project that we have just created. So look at the name of the project. This was the project I created earlier. I'm going to click on this down arrow to close it. You can again right click and then say delete this project. There is an option to delete this project. Now, if you delete this project, two options will come. One is you will delete it from this location, so that if you have too many projects, you can just delete it, but it will not delete it from the file. However, if you click this one and say delete the source from this location, entire thing will be deleted from the, that is a permanent deletion from your hard disk. So be careful when you are trying to delete it. Now coming to the project that I have just created, and this is the find distance project. Let me click on the down arrow, and then you have the source packages. Under the source packages, you have a package called as find distance package. Inside that find distance package, you will find the class with the main. So you see this arrow here that as you can see in the tooltip that it says it contains the main class. That means this class can be executed. Now I'm going to create a class called as distance inside this package. So I'm going to click on here, and I'm going to right click here and then say new, and I'm going to select Java class. So I'm going to click on this and say Java class. Suppose when you are creating this new class, if you don't find, when you click on this new, if you don't find a new class here, go to others, and you will be shown a dialog box. In this dialog box, you are going to definitely see under Java, you are going to see Java class or Java interface, whatever you want it. So this is a bit a long way of getting to the same point, but both of them will lead to the same place here, wherein we are supposed to type the name of the class, and I'm going to type the name of the class as a distance. Okay, D capital, only D capital. I'm going to use D as the capital one. And this first remark statement, you can always remove it. It's not really required. Let's try to create a distance class, and we need two things. I assume that both of them are integers. So I'll take int, what is this? Int feet and inches, feet, and let's say feet, and inches. Okay, both I'm going to make them as plural. Let's get to the constructor. So you can type the constructor. I'm going to use the help that is provided by the NetBeans. I just press Control space, and I'm going to get the option for the first constructor. If you double click on it or just press enter on this one, you're going to get the blank constructor. You can type it in any way. It is not a big deal, but I've just shown you that it is possible to get that thing. So what they have said is again a very wrong thing, and they said that in the constructor, read the data member functions. Okay, read the data. So I'm going to go with what they have said, because this is going to be a program that is asked in the examination. I don't want to make it complicated. So I'm going to get the data from the screen by using the scanner class. So if you just type CANN and control space it, you are going to get the scanner class, and you will get the direct import statement java.util.scanner. I'm going to call this as in, and I'm going to say equal to new scanner class, and I'm going to get the input from the input stream. So this is a system. Again, I'm pressing control space to get the system, and again I'm going to say dot in as my option. So I'm getting the input from the system. Again, don't worry about this particular piece. This you cannot edit it. This is given by the NetBeans so as to tell you that which parameter is getting the value. So once you have this scanner, let me type the s out, that is system.out.println. Just type s out and press enter, and I'm going to say enter the value of feet. So enter feet, and I'm going to get the value of the feet, and you know that this dot feet is equal to, okay, I will use the scanner class, not this scanner, the object of the scanner class, that is in, and I'm going to say next line, okay, next integer, sorry. So I will get the next integer. In the same way, I'm going to get the inches also. I will press here and then say enter inches this time. So I just copy pasted it. If you didn't get what I'm doing is I just select this one, Control C and Control V, and I'm going to change it here as inches, and this definitely has to be inches. Okay, so here I'm reading the feet, and here I'm reading the inches. What they have said that the feet and inches should be what they have said here is get to argument. Here they said that input in the inches should be less than 12, and the input, both input and output. So the value must be less than 12. So there are two ways of doing it. One is politely, you can say that directly you can say that please give the input value as this. Okay. Other way of doing it is repeatedly asking them, give me the value in inches. It's it's up to you. So if the user, suppose if you really didn't get it, so you know very well, if you have okay 12 inches equal to 1 feet, what will happen if you have a not this 12, 13 inches? This is going to be 1 feet plus 1 inch. Okay, so what has happened is after 12, one extra is there, so it is 1 feet and plus 1 inches. What about what will happen if you have 15 inches? In this case, you have 1 feet again, okay, plus after 12 you have 3 extra values there, 3 inches. So this is going to be 12 plus 3, So that is going to be definitely 15. So this is 15, still 15, but 1 feet 3 inches. What if you have 25 inches? So if you have 25 inches, so this is going to be 2 feet plus 1 inch. So how is this 2 feet? You know very well. 2 into 12, 1 feet means, you know very well, 1 feet means 12 inches. So 2 into 12. So 2 into 12 is going to be 24. So this is 24 plus 1 feet. So altogether you have 25. So this is how you are going to get as 25. This is the way in which you are supposed to get the value. One way is you manually convert it. If somebody gives, suppose if somebody says 5 feet and 26 inches, if somebody says, then you know very well 26 is nothing but 24 plus 2. 24 plus 2. 24 means, you know very well, 1 inch means 12, 1 feet means 12 inches. So this is going to be 2 feet plus 2 inches. So this is going to be 7 feet and 2 inches. So even though they have said inches as 26, you have to get the 12 multiples out of this and then add it to the feet and make it 7 and then say 2 inches. So above 12, if you go, if the inch value is above 12, just divide it by 12 and then whatever quotient you are getting, substitute it into the other side. So for example, suppose if somebody gives you and says that 38 inches, not 38 inches, if suppose somebody says 38 inches, what you are going to do in this case? In this case, just divide this by 12. Okay, you know very well 12 goes 3 times. Okay, what is 3 into 12? It's going to be 36. Okay, what is leftover? So leftover is plus 2. So what is this one now? This is 3 means this is 3 feet. So you have 3 feet here. So let me type it. You have 3 feet. Feet. Hey, what is this? Feet plus 2 inches. Okay. So this is how you are going to get, even though it is given value is 38, you just convert it into feet and then inches. So how do you get these two values? So this is easier to say, but how do you get it? Now one way is, because this is an integer data type, because I have taken both of them are int data type. You know very well, when you perform a integer divided by integer, you know very well you are going to get the answer as integer itself. So fractions will be removed out. So when I take this 38, let me take this one 38, and if I divide it by 12, so what I'm going to get, what is the answer? So this 38 is also integer, the 12 is also integer. So what I'm going to get is I'm going to get the answer as 3, not 3 point something, because when you divide a integer by integer, this is also integer, this is also integer, integer by integer will give you integer itself. So you are going to get this 3. What is this 3? Is this 3 feet. How do you get 2 inches? To get this 2 inches, what you are going to do is you take the same number 38, do the modulo division, that is the remainder. So when you divide 38 by 2, what is the remainder? You know very well, remainder is 2. So you are going to get the answer here as 2. So once you perform the ordinary division, the next time you perform the modulo division, you are going to get both the answer. So there are two ways in which you can perform this one. So suppose if you give the value as 30, if this value is more than 12, one way is politely ask the user and say that you give me the proper value. Okay, how do you do that thing? So I'm going to repeat this whole thing. I'm going to use the do while loop, and I'm going to just I will type this do and I'm going to say do while 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 okay, this what do we have, this inches is greater than 12. Suppose if the person who has typed the inches as greater than or equal to 12, 12 means it is 1 inch, you are going to ask the user to repeat this whole thing. So here in this, I'm going to just go here and format it so that it's going to appear properly. So if the user types, if the user types this inches, where is this inches, is greater than or equal to 12, you politely tell him that I'm going to use the S out, and I'm going to say that please enter or let's say why to say please. Okay, I'm going to harshly I'm going to say inches should be less than 12. Okay, inches values should be less than 12. This is a harsh way of saying it, but I'm going to just say that. Okay, so how is it going to work? Let's try to get this in action, and I'm going to just show you. I'm going to come to this main class. See, there are two classes are there. One is this find inches, which has this main, and other one is the distance class, which does not have the main. So let me go to this. You can double click on them to activate it. Okay, and definitely this first line is not required. It's just the polite way of saying that you can change the template. I'm going to go to this static void main here, and I'm going to create a class called as a distance. Let me say distance, a d1 equal to new distance. Okay, I'm going to just call it, and I'm going to just run this one. Okay, let me save both of them and run this one. So when I run this one, I'm not doing anything, just running it. So because I have written everything in the constructor, so where is this constructor gone? So because I have written everything in the constructor, it should have shown me the output in the constructor. Let me run it one more time. Let me run this file. Okay, it is not doing anything. How come it is not doing anything over here? Is I have a class, I have this constructor that I called the constructor, but it is not doing anything. What is happening? Okay, so I'm a bit surprised to know that it is not calling the constructor. Okay, sometimes it may so happen that it may not do it. So in that case, what you are going to do is you are going to go to this where is this where is this source, and we are going to recompile it. Let me go here to the run, and in this run you have a clean build. Okay, clean the build because it is constantly building it. So clean this build and then run it. Okay, clean and build the project. But this is what I have said, and then just run it. It may so happen. It is not that it will not happen. And now you are able to see. Now, what is the reason is sometime the as you type the code, NetBeans will compile the code and keep it so that you can see the output immediately. Sometimes it just misses it. In that case, just go here and then say clean and build the project. Okay, it may happen. It is good that it has happened with me only rather than it is happening to you. So you know that when you say clean build, it's going to recreate, recompile the entire project again, and it's going to rebuild the whole code altogether. So I'm going to say enter feet, say 10, and enter the inches. I'm going to say 38. Now, because 38 is greater than 12, I will get an option. I'll get a hash option, the hash option here, saying that the inches value should be less than 12. So if again I'm going to type 13, I will get the same message, inch value should be less than 12. Suppose if I write 12, it again says that inch value should be less than 12. So if I type 11, it's going to accept, and it's going to do nothing because there is nothing that I'm doing here. So this is how it's going to go. Let's come back to the code. So this is what we have done. Okay. Now let's look at the next one. What is the next thing that they have said is there is a member function called as a sum. So let's create the sum. That's add two distances using the object as the method. Okay. Object as a method argument, and it is going to show the result. So this sum is going to show the result. So let's create a method. So let's create a method. Let's say it is a public method. So public, and I'm going to because it is not going to return anything. This is what they have said. It's going to, this is what they have said, it's going to show the result. So it will output the result directly. So it is not going to give anything back. So let me call this one as sum. It's going to take two parameter. First parameter is also distance. This is what they have said that. So if you are getting confused, using the objects method, using objects method, so distance by using object as its method. Okay, so that means to say that it's going to take two instances of distances. So distance, so distance d1, again distance d2. Two are there, done. It's not going to do anything. So it's going to perform the integer, and it's going to return the value. So let me take two things. I'm going to say int I and f. So for I for what is this, inches, and f for feet. Let's calculate the value of d1 and d2. So first one, inch. See, how do you perform the addition? Suppose you have two numbers, so 10 inches, okay, and I mean 10 feet and 5 inches. Okay. You're going to add it to 12 feet and 4 inches. What is the result? What is the result? A result is you add this 10 and 12, that is going to be 22 inches, okay, and I mean 22 feet and 9 inches. So you're going to get that one. What if you have this situation? Let's look at the other scenario. Again, you have 10 feet plus 7 inches, and you have 12 feet plus 7 inches. Now, if you do the calculation, if you directly do the calculation, this is going to be 22 feet plus 14 inches. But what is the problem? You cannot get to the inches more than 12, because if it is 12 inches, it means 1 feet. So you have to take this 12 from here and then just transfer it to the other side. So what you are going to get is 23 feet. You are going to get it, plus what is remaining. So if you subtract 12 from 14, what you are going to get is 2 inches. So this, I'm going to just write it below here. So I'm going to write this one as 2 inches. So this answer of this two is 23 feet and 12 inches. So this is how it's going to go. So this is what we are going to perform the calculation. Remember, while adding the feet, there is no problem because you can simply add it. But while adding the inches, if the value goes beyond 12, then you have to divide it by 12. Whatever is the quotient, you have to transfer that quotient to the feet side, and the remainder has to be maintained over here. So adding feet will not create any problem. So suppose if you have the same scenario, 10 inches, 10 feet plus 5 inch and 12 feet plus 8 inch. Suppose if you say, remember, adding this part, that is 10 and 12, will not create any problem. So that is feet part, there is no problem. So I'm going to add this feet of first. What is this? The first feet, d1 feet plus d2 feet. I have two values here. So this is what I have done. So in other words, what I have done here is I have this 10 feet and 5 inches were there, and 12 feet plus 8 inches are there. Two separate numbers were there. So this is one number, this number is d1, okay, and this number is d2. So I am adding the feet part of this one, that is 12 and 10 and 12, that is going to be 22. So this is what I am doing it. I am adding the feet of the first number and this first distance and the second distance. I am adding them together. So there is no problem. With this part there is no problem. The problem comes only with the other part. First let's add the other part and then let's try to fix the problem. So let's add the feet also. So I'm going to say d1 dot feet plus d2 dot feet. So when you add this d1 dot feet and d2 dot feet, sorry, not this feet, sorry, again, this is inches. This is not the feet. Feet I have already added. So this is inches. Okay. So when you add this d1 dot feet, inches and d2 dot inches, what is going to happen is that the value may go beyond 12. So let me give you the same example. What is the same example? 10 inches, 10 feet plus 5 inches and 12 feet plus 8 inches. Oh, sorry, 8 inches. Now when you add this one, remember I have nothing here. When you add these two, what is the 5 and 8? It is going to be 13. Okay, 13 inch. Now out of this 13 inch, it is beyond 12. So this is 12 plus 3. 12 plus 1. So this 12 is nothing but 1 feet. So you have to carry this 1 to the other side. Carry it to here. Okay. And the remaining thing has to be shown. So this has to be carried over to the other side and the remaining things has to be retained. So how I'm going to do it? Remember, in order to increase the efficiency of this code, I'm going to perform this calculation first. Okay, what is the meaning of saying this calculation first is I'm going to interchange these lines. So I will do the inches calculation first. I perform the inch calculation first. So excuse me. Okay. So I have this same story, 10 feet and 5 inches and 12 feet plus 8 inches. So when I perform this addition, I'm going to perform this calculation first. So this is going to come as 13 here. Okay, 13 inches. Now what to do? Out of this 13 inches, I have to transfer 1 there. How can I do that thing? I know that if I take 13 and divide it by 12, remember 13 is also an integer, 12 is also an integer. What is the result I'm going to get is not 12 point something. I'm going to get not 1 point something. So you know very well, 12 divides it 1 time. Plus 1 is remaining. Remember, this is integer, this is integer, so the result will also be integer. So you won't get any fractions here. You get only integer value. This integer value I'm going to transfer here. So this is what I'm going to do it. So I have added the inches first. So I have added the inches of the first one and the inches of the second one. And sorry, again, I don't know what is happening to me. This one should be in I. This is logical, remember. It is not the physically there is no problem as such. This is I for inches, F for feet. So the F value is for feet, I is for integer. So I am going to I have added the inches part now. So this inches part I have added. So in this particular thing, you have this 10 feet and 5 inches and 12 feet and 8 inches you have added. When you add it, you are going to get 13 feet here. And what you have done is you have taken this 13, you divide this 13 by 12 because you know very well 1 feet is 12 inches. So then you are going to get 1 as the answer, not 1.2, because this is integer, this is also integer. So you get this 1. This has to be carried over to the feet side. Okay, so I am going to, when I do the calculation with the feet side, so feet is 10 plus 12. So this feet of first number, feet of second number you have done, plus the carry that you may get it. So plus the carry that you are getting here, the carry also has to be taken up. So how do you get the carry? You sum the inches. That result is divided by 12. And whatever is the quotient, that will be the carry. So you add the feet of the first number, feet of this first number, and feet of the second number, you feet of the second number, sorry, not feet. Again, I'm getting confused with that, feet and inches. So inch of the first number and the inch of the second number, and you get this inch, and you divide this inch 13 by this value. So you, when you do the inch of the first number, inch of the second number, you take that one, okay, and this is I, inch of the first number. Remember, this is not 1, this is I. So this is I here that I'm typing. So inch as I divided by 12. So that is what I've done. So when you add inch of the first number, inch of the second number, divide by 12, whatever is the quotient, that quotient is taken over to the feet. Okay, but you have to do the correction here. So let's look at this part now. Again, same story. 10 inches plus 10 feet plus 5 inches and 12 feet plus 8 inches. You have it here, you divide it. So you add this first these two digits, that's going to be 13 inches. You know very well 13 cannot be the right number, so you take this 13, you divide that 13 by 12. When you divide by 13 by 12, you are going to get the answer as 1 because it's an integer. You carry this value to the other side. So this is what you have done. You have calculated the total of 2 inches, total of the 2 inches. You have done that. You have divided it by 12. You have divided it by 12. So this I that you have, so that is divided by 12. Now there must be some correction. So what is left over here? So out of this 13, you have taken 12. So what is left over now is 1. So here, this answer is not 13. This answer is the remainder. So when you divide 13 by 12, 12 goes one time. And what is the remainder? Remainder is 1. So that remainder should be kept as the inches because you carried 1 from here. So 12 is been transferred to the other side for the feet and 1 is the remainder. So that remainder must be kept over here. How do you do that thing? You have to make some correction to the new value of inches is the original inches value mod 12. You know very well, when you perform the modular operation, it's going to perform the remainder operator. Now let's see whether our answer is, we are getting this correct answer or not. Let's look at this one. So 10 feet plus 5 inches, same story. 12 feet plus 3 inches. I'm going to do this. So what is the answer in this case? First, let's perform this one. Let's perform this calculation. This is going to be 8 inches. Okay, 8 inches. So you get I as 8. What about, so I is inches of first number, plus inch of the second number, that is going to be 8. Okay, what about this feet? Feet is the feet of the first number, feet of the second number. So feet of the first number and feet of the second number, this is going to be 24. I mean, sorry, 22. Okay, so 22 is the answer, plus I by 12. What is the value of I? I is 8 here. So inch of first number and inch of second number. So 8 divided by 12. What is 8 divided by 12? 12 cannot divide 8. So what is the quotient? Quotient is 0. 0 point you will not get it because this is integer. This is also integer. When you take integer divided by integer, you are going to get integer itself as the answer. So what is the quotient now? Quotient is 0. So you are going to add plus 0 to this. You know very well, adding 0 to this will not make any difference. So this is going to be 22 itself. So is the answer correct? Yes, the answer is correct because this is 12, 10 plus 12 is 22, 5 plus 3 is 8. You're going to get that thing. What about this answer? Is this correct? I mod 10. So what is the mod 10? 8 mod 12. So when you perform, you know very well, 12 cannot divide 8. What is the remainder? Remainder is 8 itself. 12 cannot divide it. So you say it cannot divide it, and then you put a dot and you may do something. 8 is the remainder. So is it correct? 8 is the remainder? Yes, 8 is the remainder. It is going to come proper. Let's go with the one more example, or my first example. So I have 10 feet plus 5 inches, and I have 12 feet plus 8 inch. So in this, let me not make this one as 8. Let me rewrite it. Okay, let me quickly write it. 10 feet plus 5 inches and 12 feet plus 10 inches. So let's make it as slightly higher. So this is going to be, if you add, we are going to add this one first. So if you notice that this is going to be 15. Okay, 10 plus 5 is 15. So this is a different answer. What about this answer? Let's start from here. So first let's add the inches. So when I add the inch of the first number, which is 5, inch of the second number, which is 10, I'm going to get 15 is my answer. And let's look at this line now. So in this line, you are going to get the feet. What is the feet value? Feet value is the distance, the feet of the first number, that is 10. Feet of the second number, that is 12. So when I add it, it is going to be 22 again. Okay. Plus this has to be done. What is this? This is, what is the value of I? I value, you know very well, it is 15 now. Okay. So you are going to take this 15, divide it by 12. So when you divide it by 12, 12 goes one time. So 12 goes one time, 1 point something, 3 is the remainder, but you know very well both are integer. So this 1 is the quotient and this value is 1. So you have to add 1 to this. So you add 1 to this one plus 1. So what will be this value now? This is going to be 23 now. So this is going to be 23. Is it correct? Yes. Because above 12 means you have to carry 1 to the here, so above 12 means 1 has to be carried here, so this is going to be 23. You're going to get it as a 23. That part is correct, so this part is correct. What about this line? So what is this line? What is the value of I? I is 15 here, so 15 mod 12. So 12 goes one time. What is the remainder after 12? 13, 14, 15, that is 3 is the remainder. So 3 is the remainder, so this is going to be 3. So this value is not 13, this value will be 3. So what is the correct answer? Correct answer will be 23 feet and 3 inches. So this is how it's going to come there, and that is what is our answer. So let's go ahead and let's proceed with the output here. So let's show the output in this case. Let's show the output as the value. So we are going to say the output as you can use yes out. Okay, let's say yes out, because both of them are integer. You can use print ln or the other one. So printf, you can use anything. Okay, so I'm going to just show the output as what is the feet and what is the input. I'm going to show that thing. So let's say feet, and I'm going to press f plus. Okay, if you want, you can use a printf function. I think I will use the printf. Are you familiar with this printf of C programming language? Okay, so this printf, you are going to say feet is percentage d, inches percentage d. Okay, this feet is f and other one is I. So this is your two arguments that you are supplying. So don't worry about this piece. Remember, this is added by the netbeans. Just to say that the first one is the format specifier, the other two are the arguments for d and d, two arguments. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's look at this in action. So I'm going to just perform this in action because I don't want to complicate the matter. Now one thing you can do, let me put it here, you can make this one, if you feel like you can make this one as static, because if they have not mentioned anything regarding that one, and what they have said is create a distance with the data member, use a constructor to read and a member function. That's only they said. They didn't said make a static member function. It's up to you. Okay, so you can do any way you want it. So this is what you are supposed to do it. Okay, there is one error in this one. Let's see what is the error. Let me see where is the error. It just says there is an error in my code, but I'm not able to get one. Okay, let me clean build it, see whether there is an error in that code. It just says that there is an error. See, when you get a I mark here, if you get an I here, just look at this one. If you get a small I, it means there is an error. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's complete the main part. I've shifted to the other file here, that is the distance file. There are two files are there. This is my class distance and this is the one that has the main. So let's go to this main, and I'm going to create two distances, d1 and d2. So let me create two distances, d1 and d2 as my two distances, and let me press enter, and I'm going to say d1 is equal to new distance and d2 is equal to new distance. Okay, so I create the instance of a two distance. So I have two distance. First distance is d1, second distance is d2, and I'm going to go to d1 and I'm going to say sum d1 and d2. So this is the only thing I'm going to do it. So this I'm doing it even though it is not a good way of writing the program, but for your examination to reduce all the complication, I think this is going to be the easiest way of doing it. So you have d1 and d2 are the two distances, and then you have the distance class that is running. So just run it, and let's see the output. Only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this one by clicking here, stop the running, and say yes. Only one small thing that I observed last time also. I will not use a print line here. So just the first one, enter print. It is not going to be a problematic. I'm going to show you what is something that I don't like. Okay, I'm going to run it here, and you notice that enter a feet it is going to come, but it is going to come in the next line. Just this is my way of doing it. I don't like the value to come on the next line, so I have just clicked here and say it is running. You see that it is showing it is running, and I say yes to stop the execution. Okay, and I'm going to just make this is just formatting. Okay, this is not something that you may like to do. Some people don't like it, but I want it this way, so that's what I'm doing it. So I'm going to say enter feet, and I will use print line and make it as print, so that it's going to come in the same line. Also here also I'm going to make it as a print, and I'm going to say enter inches. I put one colon and extra space here, one colon and extra space here, just to make the thing look beautiful. That's it. I am not doing any new things as of now. This code remains same, but only the formatting I have just changed it. Let me run it, and you will come to know that it is somehow it is not able to just me. This may be a problem with my installation. I don't know. It is in my case it is not recompiling it. Okay, so in your case it is not happening. Maybe my bad, so it is not compiling. So every now and then I'm going for this clean build project. In your case generally it will not do that thing. In this case it is doing it. Anyhow, if it is doing it well and good, you will be able to see the result. So you see here enter feet. So I'm going to say 10 feet. Okay, 5 inch. So the last example, and I'm going to say 12 feet, and I'm going to say 8 inches. What is the result you get is where is the I'm only getting okay. So here you have inches. Okay, 23. You know that 23 and 1 inches. Okay, so you are getting it. Now if you want this line to come in the next line, what you are going to do, your C program, these are all your C program. So in your C program, you know very well, if you want to get the output one line break, you just say /n. This is your C program. In your printf statement, feet %d, inches %d, and /n to get it in the next line. Now you don't need to do this one in your case, but I'm going to say clean build it, because it's not building. I don't know what is the reason with it. So it's not building it. That is why I'm asking you to build it and then run it. So this is how you're going to see the output now. So you see 10 feet, 5 inches, that is for the first number. So then you say 12 feet, and then say 8 inches, it's the next number, and this is how you're going to see. And you notice that this is coming down now. Again, I'm going to, this is enough for your examination, but again, to make the things still beautiful, okay, I'm going to make a few changes here. Okay, what are the few changes that I'm going to do? Before I add run this distance, I'm going to type yes out, and I'm going to say enter first distance. This is to make the distance, and I read the first one. Then again I'm going to say yes out, and again I'm going to say enter second distance. Okay, so this is you can, again, you know very well, you just type yes out and press tab. It's going to do the needful thing for you, so you don't need to worry. Again, don't worry about this x. That is a parameter that NetBeans is showing you. Okay, I'm going to try to run this thing again without compiling. Let's see whether it's going to run it. You can do it from here, or you can do it from here again. Okay, it has not compiled it. Okay, so I don't know what is wrong with that. It is not compiling. In my case, it is actually not compiling it. I have to clean build it and then do the compilation. Okay, and then run it. And you notice the beautiful way of getting the output here. Enter first distance. Now you say 10, then you say 5. Okay, this is a good way of writing the program. 12, enter the second distance, 12 and 8, and you get the, if you want the sum again. Let me make it still beautiful. Okay, I know I'm wasting your video time, but still making it beautiful. Sum of distances, and then I'm going to show the result. So let me, in my case, I have to do this laborious way of doing it. I don't know, my installation is corrupt or something is wrong with that. In any case, so you have this thing running here. So I have the 10 and 5. Again, I'm typing the same number so that you don't get confused, and you get sum of the distance, and this is the answer. Now suppose what if I run it other way, and if I run it again, and if I say 10 feet 5 inch and 12 feet 3 inches, you know very well it's going to be 10 and 12. If you notice here, 10 and 12, that is 22. 5 and 3, that is going to be 8. So you're getting the answer. That's all in this video. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again in the next exercise.